Hey everyone, welcome to My Rising Rose, where we expand our consciousness to unify ourselves with the dragons and deities of this living universe that we're all a part, while remaining grounded and ordinary in our humanity. So today I'm going to channel the blue dragon of the Rising Rose, who's the dragon of the Throat Chakra. His name is Eok-un. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I've been channeling him quite a lot lately. And I haven't been channeling him much before then. In fact, I only did the first ever public channeling for him a few weeks ago. And I was recently having a conversation with my friend Emilio Ortiz for his podcast, which will be released on Sunday, which is tomorrow from when I'm recording this. And I also channeled the Blue Dragon in that conversation. He's been coming through a lot for me lately, and also some other beings who are connected with the divine masculine energy. And for me personally, this is because my own journey into my own divine masculinity has taken quite a long time to really start kicking into gear. It began a year or two ago and is becoming a lot stronger in the last few months. So it feels very much like now is the time to be doing this for me personally, but also for us collectively, because I feel that much of the modern spiritual scene is strongly focusing on the feminine. There's been more of a rising of the divine feminine than there has been of the divine masculine. The masculine's been slower to rise. And one of the results of this is that the masculine has been really lacking in the modern spiritual scene, and is often subconsciously or consciously rejected because it's feared. If you look at the way that many spiritual teachings are organized, especially the modern ones, there's this overemphasis on inclusion and an underemphasis on exclusion. Some of the core principles of divine masculine spirituality are vilified according to this overly feminized way of viewing spirituality. And of course, what we need more than one or the other is balance and harmony between these different sides. We need to understand the qualities of each side and see where they arise within ourselves and where we're blocking them within ourselves. Often there's some kind of trauma or something there, some kind of fear that is preventing the true flowering of the natural elements of our own being into our humanity. And for me, it was the fear of the masculine. It was the fear of taking responsibility and leading in my life, which felt like quite a terrifying prospect for me, because life had felt so overwhelming that the idea of being responsible and being the one who leads and being the one who gives direction to others all felt very overwhelming. So I moved more in a feminine direction, including in spirituality, which, it has some benefits because it led to an understanding of that within me, but also it has some significant drawbacks: a real lack of power, a much higher level of anxiety, because the divine masculine is inherently powerful, and its absence means that we become less powerful. We don't express ourselves directly. We don't know ourselves directly, and that creates anxiety. When we truly know who we are and we're not looking outside of ourselves for someone else to tell us who and what we are, it creates anxiety. Like, what an unstable situation to be in, to be looking outside of yourself toward others to tell you who and what you are. So that's the direction that I've been moving, more toward this divine masculine side, and that's what I'm expressing here today when I channel Eok-un. I also want to mention that the next Dragon Medicine group will be moving into the middle chakra dragons on Tuesday the 22nd of October. So they'll be moving from, group 2 is moving from the lower chakra dragons to the middle chakra dragons. And as you know, if you watch many of my videos, when we move between the groups of dragons like that, we open the doors. So this is an opportunity for you to join Dragon Medicine. And I just want to emphasize that there won't be many more opportunities to join Dragon Medicine. I'm running it this year. I'm running 3 groups. And I'm doing that because I felt called to, primarily. But I think the reason behind it is linked to this being the year of the dragon. And once those 3 groups are finished, I will almost certainly be moving on to something else, whether that's some programs with the goddesses or with the new gods that are showing up in my life. So there is a limited time frame here. There are only so many opportunities that you will get to join Dragon Medicine. And if you want to take that opportunity, then you will need to do so sooner rather than later. So Tuesday is one of those opportunities. And then there won't be another until early January, when the other 2 groups move up into the next group of dragons. So have a think about it, see if that feels right for you. Check out the link below where you can see what Dragon Medicine is all about. I'll be leaving it open for 1 week, so you'll be able to sign up until the 29th of October. The recordings will all be there available for you. The only thing that you would miss if you signed up late would be the first live session. And if you're signing up for the recording only option, then that means you haven't actually missed anything. And I just want to keep that window open for a bit, because I know sometimes it takes a little while to think these things through and whether or not this is right for you. But after that, the window will be closed, because I won't be letting more people into the group. Once it's established and people are starting to get to know one another, it's important that that container becomes closed. So that's the window that's open. That's how long it's open for. So you've got all the information you need to make your decision. And it is your decision. So we're all responsible adults. We all make our own decisions. We make our own choices. Sometimes good ones, sometimes bad ones. That's our right. I have absolutely no interest in becoming the person who makes your decisions for you. I am all about helping you to make your own decisions. I really don't want that. I don't want you to give me your power. I really, really don't. So you keep your power and you make your decisions. So I'm going to channel Eok-un for you now. He is the blue Throat Chakra Dragon of the Rising Rose. Gianarayo. Gianarayon. Kianalaun. So I'm just taking a moment to ground myself in. Kianalaun. Eok un. Eok un. Eok un. I'm Eok un, blue throat chakra dragon of the rising rose. I am part of the throat chakra of the cosmos, the power and the voice of the cosmos. I move out from the center of the cosmos like an artery moves out from the heart. I travel through many places throughout time and space. This living world is one of those places. I deliver the life force of the power and the voice of the throat chakra of the cosmos to everywhere I go. I do this primarily through my energy, through direct energy transmission. My words here are far less important than my energy. My words are a vehicle for my energy. As I move through, you may experience what Jack is experiencing right now, which is that there is greater awareness of the constrictions present within his throat. He's experiencing it as like it feels like there's a tightness in his throat. It's becoming a little dry and raspy. All that's really happening is that there's a greater awareness of the constrictions that were already present. One of the dimensions of this spiritual medicine is that there can be initial unpleasantness because you see more clearly the ways that you are blocked within. And that can sometimes be a difficult pill to swallow, but a necessary one. For if you do not see the problem, it will grow stronger in the darkness of your ignorance. But as you bring your awareness to bear on the blockages and the constrictions within you, though initially unpleasant, it is like a cold shower. Yeah, initially unpleasant, but then refreshing, rejuvenating. Sometimes I go quiet like this, and I'm doing it because I'm channeling energy through, so bear with me. Feel the energy in the silence. As is often the case when doing these channelings, I feel Jack's mind in the background saying, okay, what are we actually going to do now? What are you going to teach? What's the plan? My plan is very simple. I teach by example. What am I teaching? I'm teaching clarity. I'm teaching truth. I'm teaching power. I'm teaching it all by example. I'm embodying it. So your body learns through that example. You feel it. A part of you might be afraid of it. Why? Because you fear your own authenticity and power. Why? Because somewhere in the memories either of this lifetime or others, there is the knowing that authenticity and power can lead to your suffering. The witch trials were not so long ago. Only a few hundred years. That's really not very long. Terrible things have been done to people who are in their authenticity and power. And those terrible things were done publicly, for the most part. So the whole community saw what happened if you spoke your voice in truth. So it can lead to a great deal of worry, anxiety, suffering. Even just the idea of being truly authentic. Not to mention that in this lifetime you may well have suffered as a result of your authenticity. You may have been really who you were, and then someone said something that put you down, or maybe even you were physically hit for such a thing. That happened to Jack many times. Yet he is living proof that this authenticity can re-emerge. Indeed, your suffering can be the very vehicle for its re-emergence and its strengthening. For when you rise through the ashes of suffering, the phoenix that you are flares ever more brightly. Authenticity, truth, power. There is no power without authenticity. There is no power without truth. What truth am I talking about? I'm talking about the truth of who you actually are in this moment, your own unique expression of divinity, the way that you and you alone align and exist with the divine nature of the cosmos. Your truth, you could say. Though this phrase is overused. There is a uniqueness to the entity that you are, the incarnation that you are. And there will be more authenticity to it than you are currently living. And that is true for all of you. It is true for Jack. It is true for all of us. We can always be more deeply aligned to the truth of who we are. So this isn't a question of reaching some kind of goal where you get a sticker and people say, yes, you are there now. This isn't about that. This isn't about being celebrated and awarded by others. This is about knowing who and what you are in yourself. And choosing to align with that. A conscious choice based in the knowing that anything less will lead only down the wrong path. So you choose truth. You choose to be authentic, even if it hurts. Authenticity. Now don't get me confused, for some of you would mistake my words for immorality. Some of you have been so confused by this modern culture that you think authenticity means things like saying whatever comes into your head, or having no kind of reservation about anything, being completely impulsive or something. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the authenticity of your soul. I'm talking about aligning your personal self with your soul self and living in the truth of that. And now your next question will be, well, how do I do that? What is that? It sounds nice. I like the idea of it. The simplest answer is that it will be a step-by-step process. It is something that is known within you. So there is something in you that knows. There is a compass within you. You know when you lie. You know when you're telling the truth. And not only telling the truth, but living the truth. You know when you're working in a job and you're not doing it because your soul loves it. You know, but you still do it because it provides security. But aligning with your soul will require some risks. I'm not telling you that you should or shouldn't do anything. You are the one who decides what you do and do not do. This is something that needs to end. This whole blaming others thing. Claim your responsibility. You have made your choices. Wise ones and unwise ones. Compassionate ones and uncompassionate ones. You've had your successes and your failures, but they're all yours. Let go of this charade that you are not powerful. Let go. The past was what it was. It served its purpose. Own yourself and call back your power to you. For when you say that your life circumstances were created by events outside of your power, you push your power away from yourself. You use your power to create your own powerlessness. But it's an illusion. It's a game that you're playing. You're more powerful than you could possibly know. And that frightens you. Because it means taking responsibility. But you know what? Maybe you can take responsibility. Step by step. Sooner or later, you will all need to reclaim your power and your responsibility. Sooner or later. May as well be now.